Could have been a different answer.
If you're subpoena,
Yes, sir.
will you defy a
Yes, sir.
subpoena?
Go right
Will you
ahead.
defy a subpoena?
Go ahead, sir.
You have a unique window into the president on that day, January 6th. You were one of the only few people who spoke to him that day. Doesn't the American public have a right to know what the president of the United States was thinking and doing while the U.S. Capitol was under attack?
You know, that's a great question. You know the great thing about that? I didn't wait a year later. On January 6th, I spoke to the American public. Not by one network, but by many networks. My conversation was very short, advising the president of what was happening here. There is nothing that I can provide the January 6th committee for legislation of them moving forward. There is nothing in that realm. It is pure politics of what they're playing.
So tell us.
Yes, sir.
On that note,
Yes.
so when you're in the majority, the only oversight you guys will conduct is oversight that you intend to write bills off of? Is that your, because Congress has a long history of legislating, of oversight that doesn't necessarily result in legislation. You guys did it, Pelosi did it, Boehner did it, Ryan did it. I mean, there's a long history of that. So you guys are only
and how often have we gone after people's phone records?
I'm asking you about what you will do. What you will do if you are the Speaker of the House. Will you only conduct oversight that is legislative?
You know what we'll do if we are entrusted with the majority? The first thing we'll do is talk about how do we lower the prices for the American public? How do we make gasoline price affordable again? How do we put food back on the shelves? How do we stop this rise of inflation and prices of everything you deal with? How do we secure our border? How do we stop government mandating and controlling our lives? How do we make cities safe again? And yes, we will hold this administration accountable. We just found this week, I sent a letter with Virginia Fox. The Secretary of Education asked the National School Board to send them a letter so he can go to the Attorney General to now investigate the parents who go to school board meetings of terrorism. Afghanistan. We have 13 new Gold Star families. That never had to happen. How many Americans are still stuck there? Have any of you asked that question? The president said just weeks before he would not leave until every American was gone. The taxpayer that bought all that weaponry that the Taliban now has. You got any reporting and recording of where that is? Where's it being sold to now on the black market? IRS releasing Americans' tax returns. Yes, we can do both, and we will.
Kevin McCarthy dropping truth nukes from space on the corrupt January 6th Communism Inquisition Committee. Ladies and gentlemen, this is such a sham committee. It is so humiliating. It's being used as a weapon now against people in order to like protect their own seats. So here's a great example. Liz Cheney is now asking for the papers and the information and the documents and the communications from people who are running super PACs against her. That's right. Liz Cheney is trying to dox people who are trying to unseat her in her doomed race there in Wyoming. She is such a trash human being. This committee is such garbage. And what you saw there is that Leader McCarthy, the man who will probably be overseeing the largest congressional majority in a lifetime, in a generation. Leader McCarthy is going to be overseeing what I believe to be 100 seats gained by Republicans this year in our midterm elections. They are now demanding that Leader McCarthy hand over his privileged communications with Donald Trump and the administration and so on and so forth. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a 24-hour special. Leader McCarthy said, of course, no, you can go F off, pound sand. I am not going to play ball with your unconstitutional committee. Here's what he said in his statement. I'm reading to you from Leader McCarthy website right now. House Republican leader Kevin McCarthy issued the following statement to Speaker Pelosi's illegitimate select committee. This committee is not conducting a legitimate investigation, as Speaker Pelosi took the unprecedented action of rejecting the Republican members' names that I said to serve on the committee. Jim Jordan was one of those. Wouldn't we have a different country right now if Jim Jordan was serving on this committee? I think we would. It is not serving any legislative purpose. The committee's only objective is to attempt to damage its political opponents, acting like the Democrat Congressional Campaign Committee one day and the DOJ the next. The committee has demanded testimony from staffers who applied for First Amendment permits. It has subpoenaed the call records of private citizens and their financial records from banks while demanding secrecy, not supported by law. It has lied about the contents of the documents that it has received, and it has held individuals in contempt of Congress for exercising their constitutional rights to avail themselves of judicial proceedings. And now it wants to interview me about public statements that have been shared with the world in private conversations not remotely related to the violence that unfolded at the Capitol. I have nothing else to add. As a representative and leader of the minority party, it is with neither regret nor satisfaction that I have concluded to not participate with this select committee's abuse of power that stains this institution today and will harm it going forward. Way to go, Leader McCarthy. The spine inside the Republican Party grows by the day.